and said that despite the situation you're in, he was not the one who did it. He said that he was not personally responsible for what happened that night, that he did not have a gun. He said to the family that he was sorry for their loss, but also said that he did not take their son, father, brother. He said to them to dig deeper into this case, to find out the truth. He asked his family and friends to keep praying, to keep working, and keep the faith. And then he said to the prison staff, the one that he claimed he was innocent, he was not responsible for what happened that night in 1989. He did not have a gun. He was not personally responsible for the death of Officer McPhail. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but this is what he was saying. Then he addressed his friends and family, telling them to keep praying, keep working, keep digging into this case. And then he said to the staff, he said to the people who are about to take my life, may God have mercy on your souls and may God bless your souls. And then that was it.
Did the McPhail family have any kind of physical or even verbal response?
We couldn't see their faces. They were sitting in the first row, so we did not see how they reacted to it. All I can say is, watching them while this was going on, they never turned their heads, they never wavered. The entire time they just stared at him through the glass as the execution was taking place.
The execution was delayed for about 4 hours. Do you know if he was, Troy Davis, strapped to the gurney the entire time?
I have no idea. We weren't there.
Sorry, did you say whether or not Davis family members were present?
I didn't see anybody. Just the attorney for him.
Which attorney was there?
Brian Kennard, was that?
No, it was Ewert, Jason Ewert.
Do you know whether Davis refused his last meal or anything about his last meal?
That I don't know. I don't believe he did have a last meal, and I don't believe he made a final statement when he was going to be given the opportunity to record one. But he did make the statement, as we've said, while he was strapped to the gurney, and again addressed directly to the McPhail family first to let them know that he claimed he was innocent.
He did not eat his dinner, and he did not take the Ativan.
Did he participate in a prayer? I know that's something they offer.
He was offered, but he did not. And then they started the execution. He blinked rapidly for some period of time, and then he went out. They checked him for consciousness. Warden came back into the death chamber, went back out again, and then they started the lethal mixture. And again, the whole thing took about 15 minutes. 11:08, the warden came in and pronounced him dead.
Did he make his final statement on the coach, on the gurney?
He was strapped to the gurney when we came in, so everything that happened, he was already strapped to the gurney. We came in, the warden was in the room with him, another prison official, a medical attendant plus one that was off to the side, and then Troy Davis strapped to the gurney. The warden read while we were there, read the order from the Chatham County judge, asked Troy Davis if he had any statement. Davis made his statement. They ordered the procedure to go on. He asked if he had a prayer first. There was no response. Warden stepped out of the death chamber, and then it started. There was a member of the medical staff was in there, and also somebody else who was out of our eyesight off to the side. So there were two other people in the death chamber with him. One was a medical attendant who was monitoring the thing the whole time, monitoring the lethal injection, and then somebody off to the side. Once the procedure was over, two doctors came in. Both used stethoscopes. One checked vital signs, eyes, pulse, and the like. And then they nodded in agreement, and that's when the warden pronounced him dead.
Obviously, this is a highly publicized case, fourth execution day for him. What was it like to be a witness for this execution in particular?
It was somber. I mean, none of these are easy. It was very quiet, much more so. The only sound where we were sitting was the sound of the air conditioner. People weren't moving. I mean, it was not even some casual movement. I think everybody in there understood the enormity of what was going on and acted accordingly. It was very, very quiet, very respectful, and very somber.
Did he make any physical gestures?
The lethal injection started at 10:53. He turned his head very slightly to his left the same minute that the lethal injection started. The next minute, I have him blinking his eyes.
About it. So, for the McPhail family, at least, they seem to to get some satisfaction from what happened.
Can you talk again about what Troy Davis was
there from
saying?
the McPhail family?
Pardon?
Who was there again from the
Mark McPhail Jr., his son, and and the officer's brother, William McPhail.
You're talking again about what Troy Davis was saying.
Beg your pardon?
You're talking about what Troy Davis was saying till the end.
He was saying he was innocent. He said to the McPhail family, again, that he was not the one responsible for he was not personally responsible for what happened that night. He said that he did not have a gun. He said that he was not the one who took their son, father, brother, and he said he was innocent. And that was to the end. He lifted his head up. He was strapped to the gurney when we walked in. And when the warden asked if he had to make a statement, he lifted his head up and looked directly at the front row, which is where the McPhail family and friends were sitting, and said, I want to address the McPhail family, and made sure they heard what he had to say, which was that he claimed he was innocent. He was not responsible for what happened that night in 1989. He did not have a gun. He was not personally responsible for the death of Officer McPhail. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but this is what he was saying. Then he addressed his friends and family, telling them to keep praying, keep working, keep digging into this case. And then he said to the staff, he said to the people who are about to take my life, may God have mercy on your souls and may God bless your souls. And then that was it.
Did the McPhail family have any kind of physical or even verbal response?
We couldn't see their faces. They were sitting in the first row, so we did not see how they reacted to it. All I can say is, watching them while this was going on, they never turned their heads, they never wavered. The entire time they just stared at him through the glass as the execution was taking place.